Similar to that, we got data methods. We got data methods. What is the use of the methods? What is the use of the methods? To perform any action. See the understanding. See the understanding now. As simple as data variables. What is the use of that? To represent data. Data methods. What is the use of that? To perform any action. Is that both the functionalities are same? Variables and methods. Is that both are same? Same or not? Same or not? No. Methods, different functionality. Variables, different functionality. Now, see the understanding. According to program requirement, according to the program requirement, combining two different functionalities, combining two different functionalities into one single entity. Combining two different functionalities into the one single entity, considering that encapsulation. So that is what the best example for encapsulation. You can consider that class only. The best example for the encapsulation we can considering that class. So this is what you will be taking with encapsulation. Creating the class, creating the methods, creating with methods, data, variables, all the things you are knowing. Again, I'm not writing on that. As simple as you can understand that the concept of encapsulation, combining two different functionalities into the one single entity, considering as a encapsulation. Okay. Similar to this, we got one more new concept. Similar to this, we got one more new concept. Mention that taking the heading is abstraction and data hide. Just take with the heading. Take with the heading is abstraction, data hide, and then make a note of the description. I mean, not record all the description. Just make a note of only highlighted one. Not record all the description. Not record all the description. Just make a note of highlighted one. Online students also. Online students also. Take with the main heading abstraction, considering the data hide, and then make a note of that highlighted one. Just make a note of the only highlighted one. Just only highlighted one, not required the description. Just make a note of the only highlighted one.
Nah, good morning. Nah, good morning. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. బాగున్నాంనా. ఒక 2
Okay,
నిమిషాలు టైం కావాలా,
right.
అందుకే కాల్ చేసి.
So let's
మార్నింగ్ మార్నింగ్
understand
ఎందుకు డిస్టర్బ్
what
చేయాలి అని.
exactly mean by this
ఇది
and how exactly
ఓబిఎస్
we can
స్టూడియో
implement
ఉంది
it.
కదా అది.
To implement this
దాన్ని
subtraction,
డౌన్లోడ్ చేసినాను.
to
ఎక్కడ
implement
ఇది
this
రికార్డ్
subtraction,
చేసేది?
we
రికార్డ్
need to follow
రికార్డింగ్ అని ఉంది,
some
కానీ అక్కడ
standards.
ఏమంటే
To implement this subtraction, we
అవును
need to
అవును
follow
అవును
some
అవును నేను
standards. Just make a note of
స్టార్ట్
that
రికార్డింగ్ అని
particular
కొడితే ఓన్లీ
standards.
ఆడియో మాత్రమే
Take with
రికార్డింగ్
it the
అవుతుంది.
first point. To implement this subtraction, we have to follow some standards. So just
సెట్టింగ్స్
make a note of that.
అవును, నా
Take with the
సెట్టింగ్స్
first
ఉంది.
point. Take with the first point. Ah, write the statement. Using
అవును,
the
ఇక్కడ
keyword
సెట్టింగ్స్
of,
ఓపెన్ చేసినాను.
using the
సిస్టమ్ ముందే ఉన్నా.
keyword of,
ఇక్కడనే ఉన్నా పూణేలో.
using the keyword of abstract. Using the keyword of
సరే అన్న.
abstract. The first point
సరే అన్న,
is
రైట్.
using the keyword of abstract. Okay. Take the
జస్ట్
next point.
ఒక ఐడియా ఇస్తే
Take the next point.
చేద్దామని అంతే.
Providing,
సెట్టింగ్స్
providing,
సరే.
providing
సరే అన్న, రైట్.
abstract method,
ఓకే, రైట్.
abstract method
ఓకే, రైట్.
implementation.
ఓకే
Providing,
రైట్. ఏమి మనం ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తున్నారా
providing
లేకుంటే ఇక్కడికి వెళ్తున్నారా?
abstract method
ఏమట్లా?
implementation.
ఓకే అన్న, రైట్.
Abstract
నేను అది రేపు
method
కానీ ఎల్లుండి కానీ
implementation
ఢిల్లీకి ప్లాన్ చేస్తా ఉన్నా.
in another class.
ఆల్రెడీ ఇక్కడ నిన్న అంతా
In
అయిపోయా
another
ఢిల్లీ
class. Providing, providing abstract method,
ఏమన్నా?
abstract
సరే,
method
ఓకే, రైట్ నా, బాయ్.
implementation, abstract method implementation in another class. Okay. Take the next point. Take the next point. Take the next statement. Using the keyword of, sorry, just wait. That is already written. Second point done, right? Take the third point.
అర్ధగంట తర్వాత మాట్లాడతారు.
Creation of,
వేరే పనిలో ఉన్నాడు అంతే.
creation of, creation of object. Creation of object is not possible. Creation of object is not possible for abstract class.
సరేలే, ఎవరైతేనేమే.
Creation of object is not possible for abstract class. For
నేనే వాళ్ళకి చేసింది
abstract class.
ఎట్లా రికార్డింగ్ చేసేదని.
Okay. See the understanding. See the understanding now. Considering that,
వీడియో
considering that, taking with this particular one, considering that this particular abstraction, we have to follow some standards to implement each and every future. To implement each and every particular future, we need to follow some standards here. The best example, consider the inheritance. How we are implementing inheritance? How we are implementing inheritance? Using the keyword of extends here. You are following that standard. Similar to that, you are implementing overload. How you are implementing overload? By providing same method name, different signature, and then you are implementing override. How you are implementing override? Same method name, same signature. I mean, to implement each and every future, to implement each and every particular future, you need to follow some standards here. Similar to that, to implement abstraction, to implement abstraction, you are following some standards here. In that first one, what is the first one you written? First one you written, using the keyword of abstract. Consider that. Assume that you want to create one abstract class. You want to create one abstract class using the keyword of abstract. Similar to that, you want to take with method. You want to go with method. Taking with void, and then I'll write method is debit, and then one more method considering the credit. Now, see the very simple understanding. What is the first statement you written?
Class.
What is the first statement you written?
Abstract class back.
Using the keyword of abstract. If we want to write, or if you want to work abstraction using the keyword of abstract, using the keyword of
Abstraction.
abstract, that means to write abstract class, to write abstract method, we are using keyword. That is the standard. That is the standards need to be followed. Whenever you want to implement abstraction, you have to go with using the keyword considering the abstract. Similar to that, the second statement. What is the second statement to return? Providing abstract method implementation in another class here. I mean, previously we created in a method, M1 method. When you are written M1 method, inside of the method, you are printing one statement, M1 executed. That means you created the method, what that method need to be performed, you are providing that statement. You created one method, what that method need to be done, you provided that statement. Now, while working abstraction, we provided methods. What are the methods we got? Debit method, credit method. You created method, you provided method, but what method need to be done? Did we provided that statement? You written the method, but what this method need to be done? A method aim perform చేయాలి. Did we written that? No. That is what your second point. Abstract methods implementation. Abstract methods implementation provided in another class. Abstract methods implementation provided in another class. We are taking with class. Let me provide one class name considering the HDFC. HDFC consider us one particular bank. In a bank, what we can do? debit activity, credit activity. Okay. Now we can see here. Now we can see here. Considering that, taking with public, public, void, public, void, and then taking with debit. Related to that, you will be writing some statement. At the same time, taking with one more method, considering the credit. So this part, you will be taking with some statement. The one you will be taking with debit and then taking with credit. Okay. Now, see the concept here. Considering with this particular one, you got taking with class provided for abstract method, implementation provided in another class. Now that implementation according to the requirement, you can provide it in multiple classes. Considering that, take with the bank. What is the bank we mentioned? ICICI. If we consider ICICI also, consider as a one bank. In that bank, what we can do? Debit activity, credit activity. Any bank, what you can do? Debit, credit. That is mandatory. But the way of the steps will make the difference here. Any bank, you have to go with credit activity, debit activity. But the way of how you are performing, that will make you difference here. Okay. First point. What is the first point you written? First point. Using the keyword of abstract. That we done. What is the second point? Providing abstract methods implementation in another class. Okay. Next, what is the last point you written? Creation of object will not be possible for regular class, abstract class, normal class, abstract class, abstract class. See the understanding. For abstract class, we cannot create an object. For abstract class, we cannot create an object. Okay. Now, in general, methods are available. How you can access the methods? By creating object. Our required methods available in abstract class. Our required methods available in abstract class. According to abstraction, can we create object for abstract class? No. Creation of object for abstract class not possible. Then how we can access that abstract methods? Let's see that. How we can access? In simple, we can access the methods by using object. But now our methods available in abstract class. According to abstraction, we cannot create object for abstract class. Then how we can access? What is it? That is static. Accessing with class name is static. This is not static. This is abstract class. What is it? Extends. That means what we are doing is, as we are not able to access that methods directly, we are accessing class, taking inheritance. Meaning of inheritance? Accessing the data from one class to another class. Whatever the information we can access. So once you're done with inheritance, you will access all the data, then you can go with creating the object for this class. You can access that method. Similar to that, you will be taking with. Similar to that, you will be taking with this particular one also. Saying that, mentioning about extents of taking with bank. So this is how we need to get follow some standards to get implement with abstraction. To get implement with abstraction, we need to get follow the respective standards here. Okay. So now by following these standards, let's take care about in writing with program. Let's see that how exactly we can write that particular program. Okay, let's see that. For that, for that, taking with new and then creating with class. I'm just providing any of the class name. I can see with all our understanding. First point. What is the first point? What is the first statement? First statement, guys. Using the keyword of abstract to implement abstraction. To implement abstraction, you are using the keyword abstract. You can provide any of the class name. You can provide any of the class name. Created abstract class. Created abstract class. Taking with abstract method. Taking with abstract method. Okay. Creating abstract class and taking with abstract method. Okay. Done. Now we got abstract class, we got abstract methods. Done. Now you can see here this particular abstract class we created, abstract methods we provided. Now what is the second point? What is the second statement? Second statement, providing abstract method implementation in another class here. That is how the concept of data hiding. Here you are not directly giving the implementation. You are not directly giving the implementation. You are hiding here. That implementation you are taking into another class here. That implementation you are taking into another class, considering the SDFC. So here writing the statement, considering the taking with debit, taking with debit, this particular one, writing with SDFC debit. Similar to that, taking with credit, taking with credit. This particular one, taking with SDFC credit. I mean, for abstract method implementation provided in another class here. Okay. Similar to this, the implementation we can provide it. The implementation we can provide it in one particular class, or we can go with more than one particular class. So providing that particular one. Now, see the understanding. For abstract methods, implementation we got in another class. Okay. What is the last statement? What is the last statement to return? Creation of object will not be possible for abstract class. Creation of object will not be possible for abstract class. Because of that, taking the help of extents of bank, taking with extents of bank. Okay, done. So now we are not creating object for abstract class. We'll create object for our regular class here. So that is what taking with class name, object name equal to new class name. st dot taking with main method need to be written. Let me write that main method. Public static void main taking with string args. Okay. So I can see that taking with class name, object name equal to new class name. Taking with considering that debit, and then taking with considering that credit. So what exactly that methods are there need to able to access that method. Similar to that, we can go with in creation of object for this particular class, taking with class name, object name equal to new class name. Considering that taking with debit, and then considering the credit. So you will be able to get understand all the statements here. Now see the whole conclusion. How exactly useful in the real time? What exactly this concept? How simple you can understand? The best thing, you guys are very well knowing about RBI. Knowing about RBI? What is that RBI? What is that RBI? Reserve Bank of India. What is the use of that RBI? Use of RBI. So giving all the guidelines to every bank here. I mean, each and every bank need to work under the guidelines of RBI. But when you take RBI, with the RBI, Can we do debit and credit? No. With RBI, you cannot open the account. It's not like you are taking the debit activity, credit activity.
Yes.
RBI giving the guidelines. According to that guidelines, all the remaining banks need to be working. Suppose, assume that, assume that RBI is not available. Then what will happen? In case of RBI concept is not there, then what will happen? Uh-huh. If RBI concept is not there in India, what will happen? As simple as every bank will come up with their own rules here. So their own things they will be coming up with whatever the things they want to do. They can come up with their own things here. That means if that RBI concept is not available, each and every bank will come up with their own rules, their own implementation. Because of that, RBI concept came into the picture. The same thing apply here. This bank you can consider like RBI. Abstraction like an RBI here. That means what exactly the standards need to be done. First they will define all the things here. According to that, the implementation done for each and every bank. So that is what you will be taking with your very simple understanding of abstraction. So the best thing you can understand with RBI, you can easily understand RBI consider that abstract class, remaining banks consider that the implementation. According to the guidelines of RBI, all the banks will be working. So this is how we can implement with abstraction. So the whole conclusion to implement this particular abstraction, to implement this particular abstraction, taking care about and following with certain standard rules. What is the first one need to follow? Using the keyword of abstract. Second one, providing abstract method implementation in another classes. The last one, creation of object will not be possible for abstract class here. So this is what the three standards need to be followed. So now let's consider all our concepts here. What are the things we done?
Classes,
Class, method, object, data type and
values,
variables, static methods,
dynamic methods,
conditions,
conditions,
loops.
loops,
After loops, keywords.
keywords,
Okay. After that, arrays.
arrays,
Okay. After that,
packages,
scanner. Okay. After that, taking with switch. Okay. So we got these particular things, one level of the things we got. And after that, next what we got? Inheritance,
inheritance,
taking with polymorphism, and taking with encapsulation, and then taking with abstraction. Lot of things we done, sir. So now take with another new heading. Take with another new heading. Mention that interface. Have with another heading. Interface. Write with another heading. Write with another heading. Taking with interface.
ఎవరు వాళ్ళైతే రెండు రెండు సార్లు మూడు మూడు సార్లు పోవచ్చు, మాకైతే ముందే చెప్తారు పోవద్దని. మా కూడా అన్ని లెక్క పెట్టుకుంటామ్మా. ఈఎంఐ అయితే బుడ్డ ఆయన పోకూడదంట, ఆయన అయితే 2 సార్లు 3 సార్లు పోవచ్చండి. నేను కూడా అన్ని చూసుకున్నాం, అన్ని లెక్క పెట్టుకుంటాను.
Okay. So now just take with the
Interface
heading. Just
in
take
Java.
with the heading is interface and then make a note of this particular description.
An
Take the
interface
heading
in
is
Java is a
interface and
blueprint
make a note of
class.
this particular description.
It has the static constants
Online
and
students
abstract
also.
methods only.
Online
The
students
interface
also
in Java
make
is
a
a
note of
mechanism
that particular
that
highlighted
executes
one.
abstraction. నేనైతే పోవద్దంటాను.
Just make a note of the only highlighted one.
An interface in Java is a blueprint of a class. Interface in Java is a blueprint of a class. It has a
Okay, right. So this interface is the most important concept for Selenium. So we are pending with two things here. One, we have to discuss about this interface, and the last one, we have to take care about
exceptions,
exception
exception
handling.
handling.
Related to Java part, we are pending with two things here. The one is interface, another one is exception handling. So once we done with exception handling, we'll stop it Java and then we'll start with what will start?
We are looking at
Selenium. So
exception
till now we have not started anything related to Selenium. So we need to be go with to work on that. So to work with Selenium, need to be get comfortable about all these concepts. So please take care about all these particular Java concepts here. So here we'll try to complete this particular interface and then this exception handling and then we'll start working with the Selenium. Okay, these things we'll discuss on Monday, not Tuesday, Monday.
Monday ఉన్నట్టు.
Monday session will be there. Don't forget about it. And that too, interface is the very most important concept. Need to be more active. No hangovers on Monday. Uh, please be active on Monday. Have any plans according to that here. Okay.
Yes.
So enjoy the weekend and advance happy new year to everyone. Okay.
హలో
Thank you. Carry on.
హలో హలో ఆ, 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 ఆ. అదేనా